In this video, I'm going to go from an empty folder to a working application in under 20 minutes using Cursor AI. Now, you don't need to know how to code. Hey, I'm Andre Mikkelsen, and I use Cursor every day to ship products faster. And today we're going to do an application, just a simple app to get you going inside Cursor and how the different models work. The first thing we need to do is go to cursor.com. Now, Cursor works on Mac, Windows, and Linux. And right here, as you can see, I'm on Mac. It's going to tell me to download for Mac OS. So for getting started, the free plan is totally fine. Just click download and install it like any other app for your Mac or Windows or Linux. So once Cursor is started up, you're going to see this interface, and now we need to create a project. Click Open Project. We're going to be creating a quote generator, something that can create some motivational quotes each day. And we're going to select this empty folder right here. So when Cursor opens up, you might see an editor view, or you might see the new agents view. If you've used VS Code before, the editor view will look very familiar. It's more of the coding aspects of the platform. But in this video, we're going to be using the agents view because that's more of an AI first view and something that Cursor introduced in their 2.0 version. Think of this as an AI first workspace. You still have your project on the right hand side here if you want to open that up, and that's something I have to see what kind of files the AI working on. If I want to reference anything, it's very good to have it open here. So as you see the project get started going, you'll see files start to populate here. But the main focus is to chat with the AI, which is on the left-hand side here. And this is perfect for seeing what the AI is working on, or if you want to reference any files in the future as you get more comfortable with how things are structured. You find this familiar by something in ChatGPT. It's just an input field for you to write text. And that's perfect if you can't code yet, or you just want to vibe code by describing what you want. And also there's a toggle the agent sidebar here, which I suggest that you have open. Now at the start, we're going to invoke one agent, but as you get more experienced and start to understand how it can be even more efficient inside Cursor, you will start to have more agents running at the same time. At the bottom here, if you come up here all the way to the right-hand top corner, you can see a toggle panel section. And this is where you can open up the terminal and have debug logs. For now, we're not going to focus too much on it, but I just want you to know about how you just get those panels up and going. So I'm going to hide it for now just to keep things very simple now, since we are in a beginner stage. We'll use it later when we want to run the app, if we want to run it manually, but don't worry if you don't know anything about this, because the AI can actually run it for you and start things and stop things. You just need to know how to actually just talk to the AI. Now, one important thing before we start building, how the AI works inside Cursor. One of the most important things is this drop-down section here. Here you can pick what model to use. So you might see that yours has been enabled as auto, and this is fine if you want to save money, but I recommend to turn this off so you yourself can learn how to pick the models that's best for different purposes. Different models are good at different things. One model is great at planning, another is great at executing fast, another is great at front-end and UI. So what model is best for what purpose actually changes quite fast. And if you subscribe to my channel, I try to keep up-to-date videos for what models are best for you to use inside Cursor, so you can actually be up-to-date with what to choose here when you're creating your projects. So now we're going to build the actual application. Another thing that's very important inside Cursor is there are 3 different types you can invoke in AI. Having an agent, which is the most normal way you will use in the day-to-day, is an AI agent that can plan, search, build, and do anything. It will actually just do whatever you tell it to do. You set it into a plan mode. That means that the AI will not build the application until the plan is ready for you, or you say that the plan is good. And this is a very good approach, just so you can have a sparring partner in the planning phase. The AI will help you create the application or the plan for your application, or if it's a website or whatever you're building, if it's a game, it's going to try and help you, and you can The last option here is also that you can ask the AI about your project. So if there's something the project starts to get big and you're like, hey, how did this work and how should we approach this? You can just ask it and it will just try and find it and give you the answer without doing any coding. So on the right-hand side here, there's a possibility to open a browser, and that's very good when we're going to come into having the AI actually do self-validation. That is the thing we're creating actually looking good and working good. The AI can do that itself and do the feedback for you. You don't have to sit and this is wrong. It can actually check itself. All right, let's plan out our app. We'll build a simple quote generator. Here in the agent view, I'm going to start with a planning prompt. So I'm going to go here and press plan, and you can type or you can use the voice input if you prefer talking. And then you can come over here and you can see now while I'm talking, it can actually see the words show up inside the field here. And this is something that goes very quick instead of having to type everything. So as of now, the best model to use for planning and creating more complex applications is this Opus 4.5 model from Anthropic. You can also use Sonnet 4.5 is a very good model. So we'd say, help me plan a very simple quote generator app that I can select 3 different categories of type of quotes. So we'd send that. And now you can see that Opus is starting to plan its move. It's thinking about what frameworks are we going to use. It's asking us questions. The good thing about Cursor, we can click on the options here. So we'll say it's asking us what technologies we would like to use. Especially since this video is for beginners, we'll just tell it, I don't know anything about what framework to use. Can you suggest what's the best thing for us moving forwards? I want an application that's modern and very good for people to use inside the browser. So as you can see now, we have a sparring partner that is a very good coding partner. You don't have to know anything about coding. So now you can see that for a simple quote generator app, it's recommending just normal HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's no complex setup. So we'll see how that goes. That's why in this phase, it's very important that you describe to the AI what you actually want to achieve with the app, because we could tell it now to start incorporating this framework, and suddenly we say, hey, could you create this feature? And then suddenly, that doesn't work with this framework. So it's better for you to do a little bit more planning in this phase. So let's see if we can add a feature that makes it think that, okay, React is something that fits better for what we were trying to achieve. I would like to have a feature that the application remembers what motivation quotes it has shown to me. So does that change what framework we should use? So now you can see how it thinks that, okay, we can use the local storage in the built-in browser. And yeah, that's fine for now. If we wanted something more complicated, maybe we'll move over to another framework. But so for now, let's see the other questions. Select exactly 3 categories for your quote generator. Since I want motivational, I want wisdom and success. So now it's going to go and create the plan. And this is, if you have any experience with creating application, this is where you do quality control. But if you're a beginner that have no experience with creating applications or websites at all, just try and understand, for instance, this feature section is more important for you to understand than the tech stack. So if you see something here, it tries to give you an overview of what it's going to create. And we'll just say, build this. We can here choose to use another model. What I suggest for more simple tasks is to, or let's say it this way, if you plan with a very smart model that, for instance, we used Opus 4.5, we can use a faster and simpler model to execute what that agent has done for us. So now we can use Composer 1 to build this. So you can see that is a very fast model. So you can see this is going to become very fast created, but it's not that smart as Opus 4.5, but it's going to try and create something very fast. So I like to do this because I can iterate faster. So for instance, even though maybe there's not an error, I can just, so you can see now it's already done. And you can see on the right-hand side here, it's created 3 different files. So let's just ask it, how do I open the project? So it says to open the index.html in your browser. So it's very easy for you to understand how to do this. If you're stuck on anything, the people that I coached before or helped before, it's very to get them into the mindset of just communicating with the AI when you have a question. Because no question is too stupid. It's not going to say, that's a stupid question, I won't answer you. It's going to try and get you to understand no matter what the question is. You can either just right-click and reveal in Finder, and it will go to the actual folder and the file that Cursor or the AI is asking us to open. So we'll open the website now. And here you can see the quote generator, and we can choose a category, and it's working by showing us this. And you can see everything is working as we want, but maybe we're not too happy with how it looks. This is maybe a okay design if you were to just use this for daily motivation. And you can see it's remembering what we've seen before as we wanted. Even though we refresh the page, it's saying the 2 and 1 remaining. So the persistence here, meaning that it remembers inside the browser what quote we've seen before. But I want to make this look even better. How can we do that? We'll go back into Cursor here, and I'll open up a new agent, and I'll use Gemini 3 Pro, which is what I found to be the best model for creating UI in a creative way. And I find that Gemini 3, if we just ask it now to update the UI, let's see how that works. I want you to update this website to be more modern, futuristic, have a great design and user experience. So Gemini 3 is a model from Google, and it's been very good at being more creative. We're giving it quite a vague prompt here, but you can be more specific. I want something blue, I want this type of gradient, and give it images. If you want to give it an image, it's just to paste it into here, or use this upload image feature that you can give it how you want it to look. And it's quite fast, so this is going to now try and style this in a different way, but we gave it more freedom to do anything. We gave it modern, futuristic, so we'll see how that goes. So now you can see the Gemini 3 Pro is done with its edits, and it did so in a quite short time. So we'll see how it looks. And as you can see here, it's a fantastic different design compared to what we had. And the functionality is still there. You can see it creating new, and we have this persistence that it remembers what quote we have seen before. We can refresh the data. It's very good animations it created for us. So this is a very good, in 5 minutes, what we created using 2 different models inside Cursor. You can see it even has a system reset here. We can go and reset what's happening. So let's say, okay, this is a first good draft. What if we want another feature inside this website? We'll try, since we're doing quite simple new features, we'll continue using the Composer 1. If we were to create something more complex, I would choose Opus 4.5 or Sonnet 4.5 for achieving success with actual implementation on the first try. But let's say here, add a copy quote button under the current quote and copy the quote text to the clipboard when it's clicked. So Cursor now updates the relevant files. So you can see Composer 1 here is very fast. And let's see when it is done. You can review the changes here by clicking the review. You can see all the changes it's done. But for most people, you have to trust into the AI that it's done a good job. And you can now, I want to show you how you can have the AI validate that the work it did is working. So just open the browser here, and we'll ask the AI to visit the website itself and see if the new functionality is working. Can you use the browser to check that the new logic that you created is actually working? So here you can see the test results is that the copy button appears. You can see copy quote. The copy functionality works. So the AI now has done a self-validation that it used the browser built into Cursor to validate that it works. And we can press copy quote, and it says copied. And if we do it, paste it into the chat, we can see it already works. So I wanted to touch upon, if you have some coding experience, when you do the review process, you can either keep the changes in one specific file, or you can come here and you can undo all if you think, hey, it did a very poor job, it didn't take into account what I wanted it, or you can keep everything if you think it looks good, or you can be selective by reviewing each individual file. We'll keep everything here because it's working, but if you have no coding experience, it's fine. If you find something that's broken, tell the AI, use the browser to see what's wrong. As you can see here, it wrote itself console logs, meaning it saw what's happening and it removed it afterwards. So the models are very good at helping you achieving what you want. You need to explain what you want. I highly suggest, if you're a beginner or even if you're advanced, to use GitHub. And it's a versioning system so that you can just come over here and you can see, okay, we're working on this right now and we're going to save it up to the cloud. So if anything happens, if the AI starts to do bad things, or if you accidentally delete something, you can just get it back and you don't have to worry about ruining your project. There's some built-in features if the AI was to really destroy our application so it didn't work and you're like, oh shit, it touched so many files. You can come up here and click restore and it will restore back to the state before it actually did all the changes. So just so you know, for beginners, this means you can experiment a lot without the fear of ruining your project. So if you want, I suggest using GitHub, and it's as easy as going to github.com and creating an account, and then just say to the AI, I want to save this project to GitHub, and it will do the process for actually getting started without you having to do anything. So here's my challenge to you. Take this exact flow and build your own app or website or game. It doesn't have to be big. A to-do list, a simple habit tracker, whatever you want to create. If you want a follow-up video where I build a full website with design tweaks and templates using Cursor so you can go from more of a beginner into your intermediate, let me know in the comments what you would like to see in that video. And if this was helpful, hit the subscribe and tell me in the comments what you built with Cursor. Thanks for watching and happy building.